bombers. It's the same system, the same nomenclature, run by the same corporate Borg.
Yeah, but this is the point, Alex. While they've, of course, been using terrorists as the excuse and terrorism as the excuse, we well know that what it's really been constructed for and constantly added to for is the population, the general population. That's what it's for, and it's not even for the population that will stay asleep or go into a freeze mode through fear of what they're seeing. It's for those people who are waking up, and it's for those people who are prepared to do something. And so, it's so important for people to appreciate that this is not made up by the day or the month or the week or the year or even the decade. This has been long projected forward. And so all the different elements of it, the understanding of what they're going to do in terms of the economic crash, et cetera, the way that's going to be received by the public, we're seeing it now, more and more unrest, et cetera. And a parallel to that, another wing of this conspiracy has been preparing for this with the excuse of terrorism to bring in all these anti-terrorist laws and all these institutions to fight terrorism or to track terrorism, which have all been designed for the general population all along.
And they admit that. This is so central, and this is what I talk about every day, but you do it so eloquently. 95% of Homeland Security is for veterans, gun owners, libertarians, conservatives, anti-globalists, anti-war people, anybody that doesn't play along with their controlled paradigm. And now we've gotten a secret Department of Justice new document up on Infowars.com. DOJ urges citizens to report extremists handing out literature like the Obama Joker poster. They are now... It's come out that Israeli companies were hired by his Homeland Security in Pennsylvania to spy on mainline Tea Parties and state representatives, and they said that the state reps may be terrorists. I mean, there is an arc, and now Der Spiegel admits the former East German Stasi was hired in the U.S. and in Europe to help set up this grid. I mean, now the Stasi are going to save us.
Yeah, well, if we've reached the point where there's a new stage in the psychological warfare. Up to this point, it's been like, keep it under wraps, keep it secret, dismiss and ridicule so-called conspiracy theorists, because it seems that the humans have a genetic inability to say the word conspiracy without following it with theory. And just say it's all a nonsense, it's not really happening. And that gives you a cover story and time to build your control system more and more powerfully and in more and more of the fine detail of people's lives. But now we've reached another psychological point where they're basically saying, yes, I know a lot more people are going to see it now, but it doesn't matter because we're all powerful and we can do what we like, and we're going to show you that we can do what we like because we're going to put this on public display more and more and more. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to take us on because we're all powerful and we can do anything we want, or are you going to just be like good little sheep and good little slaves and just do what you're told, keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, and hope that will see you okay?
So they've now gone to the pure intimidation. They've taken the velvet glove off, and they go, you bet we gave children syphilis in injections in Guatemala. Yes, you bet we're poisoning your vaccine. You bet we run death camps. You bet Halliburton and DynCorp run child kidnapping rings. You bet we're evil. And so they're trying to intimidate us. You bet we're watching you if you hand out any literature. You don't do that in America or the UK. You bet we're listening to your phone calls. You bet we want to reduce your population. Just like all these new TV ads and cartoons and video games where it shows the environmentalists murdering people if they don't accept the carbon tax dictatorship. Have you seen that new video?
I've not, but it makes absolute sense to this whole thing that we're talking about here, because we have reached the point now where, we've got to decide, are we going to be people who are going to stand up, or are we going to be mice and just scuttle away and try to hide in the corner or in the skirting board somewhere? Because this is what they're saying to us now. Okay, come on, you can see it. What you're going to do about it? And we need to have the courage and the backbone to say, yeah, we're not having it. We're not having it, because this is the truth. There's a fraction of the number of people in this world who are being manipulated, who are being intimidated, who are being having their lives controlled, who have been turned into a slave race. A fraction of those people on Earth are actually doing it, and the vast majority are having it done to them. I think I see a way out of this, and you know, if we realize that the number advantage the manipulated, abused, and suppressed have over those who are in full awareness doing it, the game is over.
Absolutely, amen to that. The enemy is now out in the open. It has uncloaked itself. Are you going to stand up against this? Because submitting to it means death. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Great news for pure water lovers. The Big Berkey water filter is available once again. And stay tuned to hear about a valuable offer from Berkey Water Filters. Choosing the right water purification system can be a daunting task. That's why BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com shows you a cost and benefit comparison. The Berkey water filter is economical, with a single set of filters that can last for 5 to 10 years. Berkey water filters are healthy and far superior to other filtration systems. They remove harmful pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy chemicals like chlorine. And Berkey water filter systems are powerful enough to purify both treated and untreated water, like stagnant ponds. Get the gold standard in water filters at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. For a limited time, choose a free shower filter, fluoride filters, or 2 Sport Berkey bottles with every system purchase. And GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Details at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
What is a wind generator?
How can the wind produce power for a small cabin?
How can wind energy be stored and used during an emergency?
Can I assemble my own wind generator?
For answers to questions about wind power, visit windbluepower.com. Did you know the wind could provide your family with emergency power? It can with a wind generator from windbluepower.com. Learn how our amazing LightBreeze wind generator kits start charging a 12-volt battery and just 6 mile per hour wind. Or see the new Cyclone X2 dual kit featuring 2 wind generators on just 1 tower. And learn why schools and universities across the country utilize our products to teach about wind power and alternative energy at windbluepower.com. All kits qualify for a 30% IRS tax credit for residential energy efficient property. Enter coupon code RADIO for a 5% discount at windbluepower.com. That's windbluepower.com or call 800-976-0026. That's 800-976-0026.
Way up north, to Alaska. Way up north, to Alaska. North to Alaska, go north for Russia's home.
We are back live. David Icke with us throughout the full next hour. A host of key topics and issues we're going to break down here, but we're going to continue along the line of humanity, get off your knees. This is bona fide, high-tech, brazen, out-of-control evil. Trillions missing at the Pentagon, trillions stolen by the banks, open world government, open biometrics going in at shopping malls, public schools, face scanners on the street. I mean, it's all here. Everything we warned you about. I want to read from Alexander Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, who, of course, he was taken to the camps, and how we burned in the camps later, burning inside, thinking What would things have been like if every security operative, when he went out at night to make an arrest, had been uncertain whether he would return alive and had to say goodbye to his family instead of their families being drug away and killed? Or if during periods of mass arrest, as for example in Leningrad, when they arrested a quarter of the entire city, people had not simply sat there in their lairs, palling and paling with terror at every bang on the downstairs door and at every step on the staircase, but had understood that they had nothing left to lose and had boldly set up in the downstairs hall an ambush of half a dozen people with axes, hammers, pokers, and whatever else was at hand. The organs would very quickly have suffered a shortage of officers and transport, and notwithstanding all of Stalin's thirst for blood, the cursed machine would have ground to a halt if we didn't love freedom enough. And even more, we had no awareness of the real situation. We're purely and simply deserved everything that happened afterward. Alexander I. Solzhenitsyn. David Icke, we are in not just a physical dictatorship, it's a psychological, pharmacological. They're poisoning our food, our water, everything. They are assaulting us now. We have to get angry and get in their face and be bold about this.
Well, it has to be a psychological control system because of the very thing I talked about before the break, Alex, numbers. They cannot control the human population through physical means. They can control that way in small areas in certain situations, but en masse they can't do it. They haven't got the numbers. They haven't got a fraction of the numbers. And so it has to be psychological because, of course, through the mind, we decide our behavior and perceptions, and therefore we decide our actions. And so it's a mind game. I've said this all along. It has to be because of the numbers involved here.
And we knew this 8 years ago, but they now admit the airports, the body scanners, the searches, the questions, that's now on the streets of the UK and the US and Europe, and they're literally training us to line up and answer questions everywhere. The schools are being turned into prisons. We're being inducted into slavery.
Yeah, I mean, I've used this analogy many times over the years because I think it's so appropriate to what we're looking at, and that is the laboratory rat who's put in the maze of channels, and some of these channels have electric shock equipment in them, and when the rat goes down those channels, it gets an electric shock. It might go down that channel another time, maybe another couple of times if it's stupid, and it will get an electric shock. After that, you can take the electric shock equipment away. That rat will never go down that channel again because its behavior has been modified. It's been reprogrammed. And that's what all this is about, you see. When you look at this explosion, this staggering explosion of legislation that is dictating to the fine detail of our lives, you can do this, you can't do this, you can't say that, you can't even think that. We're moving into those kind of realms now. And what it is, it's like a fly stuck in a spider's web, and more the fly is wrapping the spider rod is wrapping the fly up in the web so it cannot move. More and more legislation equals less margin for maneuver, for thought, for perception, for uniqueness, for view, for expressing what you really
for think. Underground economy. They're just shutting everything down, farms, ranches. Back in 70 seconds with David Icke, I'm Alex Jones.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh and made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new Evacuation Pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800 409-5633.